Hey everybody, how y'all doing? It's Steve again. I just wanted to touch base really quickly and do a quick review of the Mandalorian episode 5. I watched it last night, and I've said in past videos that of all the things that Disney Star Wars is actually a pretty good show. And the first 3 episodes have been. Episodes 4 and 5, I'm starting to get a little concerned. And I'll just kind of review episode 5. If you haven't watched the first 4, by all means, you can go ahead and do that. You can kind of knock them out. I think Disney's still offering, like, for the first week, trial period. So you can check all 4 of them out. Actually, all 5 of them. But episode 5, I'm a little concerned about. The problem is this. See, I watched it. It's only about 30 minutes long, and, you know, with the credits at the end, maybe 34 minutes. I never watched it till the end of the credits. About 31 minutes long. So it wasn't a very long episode. But it also, I felt like I just wasted 30 minutes of my life. What was this episode about? It didn't make any sense, is the bottom line of the episode. First of all, for those of you who aren't familiar, you're going to get some spoilers right now. And I'm not going to apologize for that. It's just how it is. But the Mandalorian, just kind of a quick review. He's basically a Mandalorian, kind of like a Boba Fett type character. Everybody calls Mando, because apparently he doesn't have a name other than Mando for Mandalorian. And he has basically become more kind of like a John Wick character. He was part of this guild of bounty hunters, which is kind of like, instead of the freelance bounty hunters, the prestigious bounty hunters belong to some guild. And he had the job of going and getting this really precious package, this really precious bounty, which turned out to be a Baby Yoda. He brings the Baby Yoda back to the people he's supposed to bring it back to and gets paid. However, he has an affection for the Baby Yoda because the Baby Yoda saved his life, and it's an innocent little kid. He's wondering what's going to happen to it, and he's worried it's going to come to some harm. So he goes and steals back the Baby Yoda, or in effect rescues the Baby Yoda from the people who took it, because the plan was to kill it. So now he's, you know, the entire guild, because he broke the code, the entire guild's after him. They're after him. They're after the Baby Yoda, which is like the most precious bounty there is, apparently. And so he's running around, running in outer space away to get him and the baby safe. So that's the backdrop. Episode 5. He's in a fight in outer space, in the regions of outer space, who knows where, and he's being attacked by another bounty hunter who's after him and the Yoda. Well, he, in the middle of outer space, and he's getting his butt kicked. I mean, his ship is taking damage, lots of damage, and in the middle of space, he hits the brakes, allowing the ship that's following him to fly right past him, and then he blasts the ship out of the air. In space, mind you. He stops it like a car stopping and hitting the brakes, and then maybe throwing into the reverse so the car behind him can pass him. That's kind of the deal that took place here, but it happened in space. Okay. This is Disney Star Wars. So anyway, he gets to a planet, Tatooine, presumably, and to get the ship repaired. Now, when he lands the ship in a docking bay to get it repaired, he leaves the Baby Yoda in the ship. He like sticks it in a cargo hold or something and leaves it in the ship. As he goes off the ship, leaving it in the repair bay, doesn't want the droids to touch it. There's a woman there who's working repair bay. Her name was Pelly, or Pelly, I think the name of the character was, who was kind of ridiculous. And the acting wasn't very good in this. I mean, the only really good acting in this one was really the Mandalorian, and that was stretching it because the writing wasn't very good either. He goes into a canteen place, or a cantina rather, to look for work, because he's got to have enough money to pay for the repairs to his ship. Well, he leaves the baby in the ship. Now, I'm a parent, and my kids aren't little anymore, but for all of you those who are parents of small children or plan to be parents someday, you don't leave your baby in the car as you walk into a store really quickly. You don't do that. That is your most precious cargo, right? So presumably, based on everything Mando has had to go through, this baby is his most precious cargo. Why you leave it in a cargo hold or in a little, basically like a little cabinet in the ship as you go into a bar to look for work? That didn't make any sense to me. And then he gets into the bar. He can't stand droids. Didn't want a droid to work on the ship. He actually shot at the droids who were going over to try and work on the ship. He goes into the bar and asks a droid if there's any work. Okay. Again, this is Disney Star Wars. There's a guy in there who I love. Ethan Van Sciver called him Discount Han Solo, which was hysterical. But he's basically a rookie bounty hunter, and he's looking for this big bounty, and he's asking for the Mandalorian's help. He says, "I don't even want the money. You can keep the money. It'll just if I get this bounty, which is this notorious killer who worked with the Hutt, Jabba the Hutt family, of gangsters. She is a notorious gangster, notorious bounty hunter, feared throughout the galaxy. And if he can bring her in, because now there's a bounty on her, if he can bring her in, then he can, the Mando can keep all the money. Mando needs the money, so he agrees to help this rookie. And that's kind of how the episode starts. It ends up, the only really cool, interesting subversion of expectations, I guess, kind of thing, is not really much of a subversion because you kind of expect it to happen. The only kind of interesting thing that happens is when they finally capture her, and they have a little bit of trouble doing that. You can watch to find out what kind of trouble. It's not that much trouble, but there's a little. And she's kicking the rookie's butt initially because they basically set up a diversion where they're heading towards her in these little speeders, and kind of callbacks to the fans with the speeders and the little droids from previous previous Star Wars movies or episodes, Tatooine and all that kind of stuff. And when they set up the diversion and she shoots and she hits Mando, the rookie sneaks up behind her. Her and the rookie get in a hand-to-hand combat. She is kicking his butt, of course. And then Mando comes up and gets the jump on her, captures her, holds her in handcuffs. Now, she's one of the most notorious bounty hunters in the galaxy, and she's restrained by a pair of handcuffs. Even though she's just kicking this guy's butt, martial arts, I guess a pair of handcuffs stops her from doing anything. She tries to talk the rookie into freeing her, because basically what happens is when they only have one speeder now because she took one of the speeders out as they were using their diversion tactic. Mando sees one of those blurred creatures or whatever, and he says, okay, fine, or not blurred, some Dubak, some alien species that they can ride, and he says, okay, I'll just go back and get the Dubak, and leaves the rookie with the bounty. So she starts talking to the rookie about how, if you just, the bounty hunter, there's a tale of a Mandalorian who's really wanted by the guild. He's worth twice as much as I'm worth. Imagine if you took him in, you'd be a legend. And so she's basically trying to talk this rookie into freeing her so that she'd say, I'll help you capture the Mandalorian, and then you can take him in and you can get the credit and all the glory. Now, of course, she's planning to kill this guy if he lets her go. So he's thinking, okay, cool. He's thinking about the money. He's thinking about the fame. He's thinking mainly about the fame and being a legend with the guild, because that's his primary motivation. He wants to be in the guild. So he stands up to go, and she lets her hands out for him to free her, and instead he shoots her dead. Which I thought, that's pretty interesting, because basically what it came down to is he wasn't quite as stupid as she thought. He realized, well, if the Mandalorian's worth twice as much as you are, then what do I need with you? I'll just go get the Mandalorian and the baby that he had previously seen the Mandalorian with, and I'll be a legend. So he shoots her, goes back to take the baby, because while the Mandalorian's having his ship worked on, the baby gets loose, gets out of the whatever hold Mandalorian put him in, because never mind the fact that he's force sensitive. He obviously can't get out of things. We've seen him get out of things ever since episode 1. But the baby's walking down the ship with the door open, and of course the female repair lady, Pelly, she starts taking care of him while the Mandalorian is looking for work so he can pay her. And so that's why the rookie goes back. He's holding them both hostage. The Mandalorian sees that the rookie's gone, the bounty's dead, realizes something must have happened. Okay, he knows something's up. He goes back. He takes out the rookie, saves the baby, and then pays the lady with the money the rookie was supposed to pay him, and he goes about his business. Yay! Everybody wins. It didn't make any sense to me. What was the point of that episode? Because nothing really happened in the episode that seemed to be significant. Now, at the very end of the episode, the body of the bounty, the honey-eared woman who's the most fierce in the galaxy, is lying there, and they just show these feet, these legs walking up towards the body and kneel down in front of her. Not quite sure who that is. So maybe we'll find that out in episode 6 or 7 or whatever. But my mindset is, I think this series is only about 8 episodes long. And to me, in an 8-episode series, you shouldn't have any filler. The story shouldn't have any filler episodes. It should just be, I can see if you had a 20-episode series, then some of the episodes are obviously going to be a filler, but anything less than 12, there shouldn't be any filler episodes. Every episode should have a certain significant meaning that ties into the next episode. And I just didn't get that from this episode. So the first 3 episodes were pretty good. The fourth one was, it's a little SJW, a little too SJW for me. But it was overall not bad, just very hard to believe. I kept getting taken out of it. And the 5th episode, I just had a tough time believing any of it. I was like, oh wow, so this precious cargo he's just gonna leave it in his ship while he goes into a bar. Doesn't know this woman from Adam that's supposed to be fixing his ship, but he's just gonna leave him in the ship. And then when she finds the baby and she's taking care of it, he comes back out and decides to take off this rookie to make some money. He leaves the baby behind for this mechanic who he does not know to take care of while he's away. So apparently Baby Yoda's about the equivalent of a purse as far as this is concerned. I'm not sure what that whole deal was, but again, I didn't really feel it. I just kind of felt like I wasted 30 minutes. You're welcome to check it out. I don't see how it's going to tie into the next episode, except for maybe the very end where this woman gets killed, the bounty gets killed, and there's his legs that walk up to her and kneel over the body. They don't show you who that person is, but even then they didn't need a whole episode for that one moment. And the dialogue was really clunky. It was kind of cartoonish. It really was. I'm hoping the next episode's better, and as a matter of fact, I'm hoping the next 3 are better, but we'll see. And with that, guys, I hope you're having a great day. I'll talk to you guys later, and take care. Bye-bye.